God said, "Let me teach you about love." And of course, this was when I was full of ignorance. So I replied, "But Father, I already know all about love. All my life, I had lived for love and to love. I had my fair share of failed loving relationships. Love brought me more tears than anything else. Father, I have already decided that I was done with love. Maybe some people are just not made for love, like me." But then I think about it again. It's so often that we exchange "I love you," but for each of us, the definition of love is so different. Some relationships failed, not because they don't love each other, but they fall apart because they don't define love the same way. They each have a different view of love and different expectations, and mostly they could not agree on the definition of love. So I looked into what are some fundamental basics of love that we can all agree on. Once I understood what true love really is, I fell on my knees and on my face at his feet in awe and with utmost reverence, because I realized I was so wrong about love. Once I understood what true love really is, it was liberating, and the weights and burdens were lifted off my shoulders. I'll attempt to explain it here, hoping that you will have the same liberation and freedom. So, flow within our heart is a range of love. And for simplification, let's divide love into 3 types of love, because we have different kind of love. Like, I love cookies, cupcakes, and coffee. I love my children, my family, and friends. But each love is different. I love my children differently than I love cookies and cupcakes. I love cookies and cupcakes, but I don't love all cookies and cupcakes. I love certain type of cookies. Like, I love the fresh, soft, baked chocolate chip cookies. I don't love all cookies. I love them with conditions. But on contrary, I love my children without conditions. I love them even though they make mistakes, with all their bad habits. Nothing can really change my love for them. So the difference is in the conditional requirements. These are the 2 examples of the 2 extreme ends of the spectrum of love. One type of love is conditional love, like the love for cookies and cupcakes, and the other type of love is the unconditional, like the love for my children. And in between these 2 extreme ends, there is a middle form of love, which is the love for friends and siblings. So the spectrum of love have 3 types of love due to the grip of the conditions involved in each form. Let's start with the first type of love, the conditional love. I feel like conditional love should only be applied to things and objects like cookies and cupcakes, but sometimes you'll see it in human relationships also. When we experience this conditional love with our loved ones, it can become toxic due to the desire to control, like In some narcissistic or dictator-like type of relationships, where one is in love, but that love empowers them to dominate their loved ones, they exert their authority physically or emotionally to ensure that all obey their ways, because their way is the only way. They command others to change the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they dress, without understanding or considerate of others' will or emotion, because they only see their way as the only correct way. However, it's easy to point out at the other person and call them control freak, narcissistic. But sometimes we ourselves are very controlling without realizing it. I was once very controlling toward my children and didn't realize it. I loved them so much that I was controlling every detail of their lives. I only allowed certain friends, activities, and environments. I spent all my time filling their days with lessons, like music lessons, swim, martial arts, languages, and enforce some really good healthy habits, all out of love and good intentions, thinking that it would bring them a better future. But at some point, it brought just way too much stress onto them and I, that I had to learn to let go and let God. This intense, controlling love can suffocate a loving relationship with pressure and stress, because I wanted to have control of the outcome. This is an example of how love, even though with good intentions, but if it's causing too much discomfort and resentment, then we need to evaluate the relationship and make the necessary changes to be considerate of the happiness of everyone involved. Sometimes we focus on more long-term, like 10 years from now or 20 years from now, when I finish school or when I have a stable career and I'll be happier. But if you're not happy today, then it's not for sure that in 10 years from now, when we reach that certain goal, that we'll be happier. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. So it's important to prioritize your happiness today. Over 5 or 10 years later, let's now turn to the second type of love, which is the love for our friends and siblings. This type of love is much more relaxed, more comfortable, and the grip of condition is much less, since we have much less expectations from our friends. Less desire to control, and therefore less stress, but naturally, there is still some conditions attached. For example, if your friend forgot your birthday, or didn't promptly reply to your messages, or didn't say hi, you might have a little grudge about it. But still, this type of love is a lot more relaxed, at ease, and much less controlling. Now let's talk about the third type of love, my favorite type of love, the unconditional, pure, true love. It is where you love someone for their flaws, for their faults, and for their mistakes, and not requiring them to change, because there is a simple understanding that we are all here on earth juggling and struggling and overcoming our challenges and making mistakes and living our lives. And it's not always an easy road. So this love is more understanding, supportive, and could also be very sacrificial. An example I wanted to share is of a time when my daughter was sick with coronavirus in the year 2021. I had to watch her suffer and struggle with each breath she took. It was very difficult and painful for me to watch, and I thought at that moment that I wish there was a way I could take her sickness away for her. I would rather be the one who had her sickness than to watch her suffering it. I would rather to take the pain away from her than to watch her suffering it. Then, one day I learned about Jesus' love for us. The excruciating pain and torture he endured for us on the cross was to wash our sins and redeemed us. He took our pain upon himself so that we who come after him would not have to endure any more pain, because he had paid for the sentence of our sins already. When I understood his love for us, I fell down on my knees to worship him and honor him, for he is the greatest love, who sacrificed himself for us. His love for us is the ultimate, true, greatest love. While we cannot love each other like him, but we can recognize the different types of love that exist within our heart, and we can evaluate our words and actions and choose to move away from that controlling, conditional love which results in stress and suffering. Because we would continually work with the desire to change the other person, to fit them into a mold of how we think they should be. But instead of wanting for them to change, let your loved ones live their journey through its up and down. That's how they grow and they become stronger. The way I see it, my job is to be supportive when they need support. But I have to honor their journey, and I pray for them that God gives them the strength to overcome their challenges, to grow. I choose to love in a more supportive and understanding and giving and more sacrificial way, a way that results in strengthening and uplifting and releasing of controlling the outcome, because love should be supportive, uplifting, strengthening, and uniting. If your relationship is lacking these, then it's important to closely evaluate the relationship, because if not addressed in time, the prolonged pressure can break the relationship, and it could end with resentment, violence, and possibly tragic. I evaluated myself by asking questions like, are my words and actions in this relationship bringing support, strength, and unity? And if not, how can I change myself to be more supportive and strengthening of this bond. I shift my focus to changing myself, improving my thoughts, words, and actions to strengthen the relationship. The most difficulty I had was the sacrificial part. The sacrificial here is having to give up my expectations of how things should be and not requiring my loved ones to perform a certain way. I do explain to them what is right and wrong, but I also allow them to choose. I always pray for God to give us guidance in every step. I trust that every hardship and challenges are to help us to grow and become stronger. I trust Him completely, and He's always in control. He knows us more than we know ourselves, and He knows what's best for us, and all will work out for our highest good. Trust and believe that He has a plan for us, plan to prosper us, not to harm us. So always keep your loved ones in your prayers and let go and let God be God. Because God's love is not like human love. When He loves you, He guides you, He protects you, provides, and heals you. Only He has the true power to do all that consistently. But the requirement is that you also love, trust, and believe in Him, and devote your time to Him daily and consistently.